So General Motors killed the electric vehicle. Not exactly, but CEO Mary Barra did announce that they are discontinuing production of the Chevy Bolt EV and the Chevy Bolt EUV at the end of this year. She didn't say an exact date, but the announcement was made at the last quarterly earnings call last week. So unfortunately, the Chevy Bolt EV and EUV are going to be no more. Fortunately, there are a couple of vehicles that General Motors is going to be producing, and the Bolt EV and EUV are currently produced at the Orion plant, and that is where the Chevy Silverado EV is going to be produced. So in order to make those early next year, they're going to have to shut down that plant, retool it, and be able to manufacture the Silverados, which is a very exciting vehicle for General Motors and for consumers. And I think that vehicle is going to sell like hotcakes. Two electric vehicles that are coming out this year from General Motors are the Equinox EV, which is coming later in the year, and we should start to see the bigger EV, the Blazer EV, should start rolling out early this summer. So that's very exciting news. The Blazer is a more expensive EV, and it's also a larger EV. It's wider than the Model Y, so it's in kind of that class of vehicle, and it's going to start at around $45,000 and go up from there. And they are starting production of the mid-level first, so there should be vehicles around the $45,000 to $50,000 range come out first, and then the most expensive one will roll out later. And usually what manufacturers do is they roll out the most expensive vehicle first. So it's good to see that General Motors is going that way. And then the Equinox EV, they haven't announced the release date yet, and the dealer that I have a relationship with doesn't know exactly when those are going to be coming out. But General Motors is still saying that those are going to be in around the $30,000 range. And I'm still interested to see if that's actually going to be the case. If it is, then it will be an exciting vehicle that will sell out. The Chevy Bolt EV and EUV are General Motors' most popular electric vehicles, and they're also the most affordable, so it's disappointing that they are ending that production. It makes sense that they would, but for a lot of consumers, we're not in the market for high-end vehicles, or for expensive vehicles, I should say. So not having an affordable option in the lineup, especially discontinuing your most popular electric vehicle, it'll be interesting to see what that does to sales. I know here in the US, a lot of people want vehicles that charge faster. I think, though, that once somebody owns an electric vehicle, they quickly find out that they actually don't need a battery as big as they think they do, and they don't need charging as fast as they think that they do. I have not been to a charging station in my electric vehicles in almost a year, and I drive about 3,000 miles a month. So for me, with the driving that I do, driving about 3 times more than the average American in a year, so long as you are able to charge at home, you can plug in your car and you'll have it at 90% or 100% full every single day when you wake up. I charge my car to 100%. It's not a big deal to do that. I know some people think it degrades the batteries, and that's not the case anymore. Most cars have battery management systems, and they also leave a buffer when you charge. So when a car says it's at 100%, it's not actually at 100%. It just approximates that, but they never actually charge all the way up. Anyway, back to the Bolt EV being discontinued. They are still producing them, so if you're in the market for an affordable vehicle, my buddy, I won't say his name, but he's a subscriber. He lives here in the Twin Cities, and we've known each other for a very long time. He just got his EUV. Him and his partner picked it up, and it's a really cool car. They like it. It has all of the range. He's already done a road trip to Madison, I believe, Madison, Wisconsin, and he made one charging stop to get there. And then he's planning on doing a road trip to Michigan. And so long as you're willing to be patient and drive your car like a normal person and not drive 80 miles an hour everywhere that you go, 260 miles of range is plenty for pretty much everybody. The country isn't so big that you need like a 500-mile EV. Minneapolis to Dallas is 1,000 miles, just for context of how big the country is in and why it's not necessary to have a 500 or 400 mile range EV, because quite simply, everybody driving that distance is going to stop. When we drove our Traverse to Dallas, we stopped 5 times, which is the same amount of times that we would stop if we were driving an electric vehicle. And coincidentally, at every single stop that we made, we weren't looking for them, but we found EV chargers at those stops, and it was just something that I was kind of looking out for to see if doing that road trip was even possible in an EV. So anyway, General Motors has discontinued the Chevy Bolt EV and EUV. If you want an affordable one, you can still get them now. Your dealer should be able to order them for you. They're really hard to find just sitting on a lot at a dealership. If you're in the market for a used one, so long as it's at least 3 years old, there's still a $4,000 used EV tax credit. So long as you haven't gotten a previous tax credit, I believe, you can still qualify for that with a used EV. And that's the option that my wife and I did. So we are in a new electric vehicle that I have not yet revealed, because we've just been busy with a lot of things going on at home, and getting our property ready for spring, and kids are busy. My oldest daughter is in gymnastics. That involves travel. My third daughter is also in gymnastics, and my second daughter is in soccer. So just busy around our household. We have a lot of things going on, mostly exciting, some not so exciting, but life is good, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Have a good night.